Hello there, guys. Welcome back to Younes Talks Football. I hope all of you are doing well as we jump into a double upload. There was no video yesterday because nothing really happened. I was like, okay, well, let's leave it all for today because later on today, you are getting your match preview for tomorrow's game, Chelsea versus Sunderland. So make sure you guys are here later on tonight for that. But I thought, you know what? There's actually quite a bit that's happened now that we can go over. So might as well give you a news video. So here we are. Now, don't forget to make sure you're subscribed here as well as Shootout. Link in the description. Tomorrow, watch along for Chelsea versus Sunderland will be on there. And we will be looking to do maybe one or maybe even two other watch-alongs. If we're going to do a marathon, there was a certain task that we have asked upon all of you guys on the Premier League predictions video, which is, I think, as of right now, out. We get a certain amount of likes on that video, you're going to be getting a watch-along marathon tomorrow. So it's in your hands. Do you want it or do you want it? Make sure you're subbed over there and make sure you're watching tomorrow. Now, let's start off here with a happy birthday. We don't normally do that, but considering this is who it's for, I think it's warranted, don't you think? Here it is. Happy birthday, Roman Abramovich. And as I've said here, which I think is justified, the greatest owner of all time, wishing you a big blue birthday, boss. That's 4 Bs. Big blue birthday, boss. Roman, happy birthday, mate. I think I can safely say all Chelsea fans, I don't even need to think that maybe it's all. No, it's all. All Chelsea supporters collectively, if you're seeing this, are wishing you a massive, massive happy birthday. So from us to you, the greatest owner that we've ever had, and I think football will ever see, Roman Abramovich, happy birthday to you, mate, and best wishes. And we hope you're well. Right, let's get into the news. What's happened? Well, I am so flipping happy to finally say, I think this is the first time, yeah, at Chelsea in ages, that someone's gone out injured. And I've been able to say, hang on, he's ahead of schedule. He's ahead of schedule. The only difference is I didn't think it would be this ahead of schedule because this has taken the mick. Here it is. Maresca has said that Delap might be available for Wolves in the Carabao Cup. This is after he said Liam Delap took part in training yesterday. When do we play Wolves? That's our next fixture after tomorrow. We got Sunderland, then we got Wolves in the Carabao Cup. Liam Delap will be available, ladies and gentlemen. Liam Delap is back. There's me thinking, oh, you know what? It's going to be 2026. January, maybe December if we're lucky. You know, late November if we're pushing it. It's not even hit November. He's back. We've not finished October. And he's back. Unbelievable. Where has this come from? We finally get to say someone has recovered ahead of schedule by a mile, by the way. I don't know what Liam Delap has been doing in terms of recovery, but mate, you got to go to everyone in the squad and share your secret. Share your secret. Whatever you had to do. I don't know how many ice baths you were having a day, or I don't know how much flipping red light therapy you were getting, or I don't know what you was doing. Yeah, what recovery tactics you were on. But whatever you was on, you have to share with the rest of the squad, and everyone has to keep it to ourselves and not let it out of Cobham. Just keep it to ourselves. We don't want anyone else recovering this quick because that was phenomenal. So big up to Liam Delap. And I think for the first time in a while, I actually get to maybe look at our medical team and go, finally, well done. You took your time, but we got there. Because honestly, the amount of time that it takes for our players to recover is a joke. But Liam Delap is back, ladies and gentlemen. He's back. He's back and raring to go. And just as Mark Yu is starting to get into his stride. Now, make sure you're here for the preview later on, like I've already mentioned, because we're going to get into that. And I think it's safe to say who should be starting tomorrow. But Mark Yu needs to make another impression real quick. Because with Liam Delap on his way back, yeah, Mark Yu, if you want to actually try and get Maresca to double think his decisions, you need to really show that the form that you're on right now isn't just a fluke. And hopefully you do actually get in thinking. Because that will just be a great problem to have. Imagine actually being able to choose between 2 number 9s. That would be great. So, big up to Margu. And big up to Liam Delap and welcome back. I never thought I was going to say that soon, but there we are. Let me know your thoughts down below in regards to that. Like I've said, later on the preview will go into a little bit more detail. Now, sponsors. Let's be honest, this has been a joke, right? The whole sponsorship thing has been an absolute shambles. Now, I would like to think that we're going to get to something pretty strong. You know, the only way that we can look at this and accept it taking this long is if we actually pull something pretty mad out of the bag. Yeah. And if we end up with a deal long term that really takes us and goes, whoa, how did we pull that one off? We can be okay with maybe missing a couple of months' revenue. Well, not only does it go for the front of shirt, but the sleeve is basically the second most important sponsor on the top. And when it comes to the sleeve sponsor now, Chelsea have managed to get a deal done. So let's dive into the latest. Here it is as of Łukasz Bezek with the update. So the Asian tech giant, FPT, this is, will pay close to £10 million as a sleeve sponsor, according to a confidential source. After the season, FPT Corporation from Vietnam will return to the club's global partner status. The club is looking for a long-term sponsor in a deal worth $15 million a year. Now, just to give you guys some context, this deal puts Chelsea 6th among Premier League clubs in terms of sleeve sponsorship value. The Blues are just behind Arsenal's £10 million deal with Visit Rwanda, which expires at the end of this season, but talks are already underway to significantly upgrade the partnership. So this is actually pretty decent overall in terms of a sleeve sponsor, like it says here. Yes, it's 6th, but I think the margins are all pretty close together. We're seeing Arsenal's are 10 million, and we're just behind them. And it's a sleeve sponsor. The most important thing is the front of shirt sponsor. But for a sleeve sponsor, getting this sort of money, close to 10 million, so I'm guessing it's probably around 9 something. If not, we would have been told 9, I think. It wouldn't be 8, I don't imagine. Is decent. It's all right. Considering that we're actually having to do something, you know, pretty lively, it's decent. Now, if we can match that with a shirt sponsor, I'll be honest, right now the season started. So if we were to look, if Chelsea pulls something out of the bag for the season and it's 50 million a year, I would say, all right, fair play. But we have to get something going long term and get as close to the 60 million mark as we can. Because if we do that, we immediately match what Arsenal have with Emirates and what City have with Etihad. So let's wait and see. We're still not quite sure. But the update as of, I think it was Simon Johnson day before yesterday. Or was it yesterday? I think, actually, it might have been yesterday. Who did say that apparently the club are very, very close now to getting a front of shirt sponsor finalised. But who's it going to be? We don't know. We still don't know. So, look, all I ask is hurry up. Because time is ticking. And on top of that, Champions League games are being played. We've already gone through 3. You know, the whole point for the sponsor is Champions League exposure, isn't it? So we're kind of losing our pull here. You know, we've got to hurry up. It really should be done by now, if we're being completely honest. But we do know that there was a whole change of business hierarchy at Chelsea. The team was shifted. Someone was relieved of their duties. We've already been through that. So let's get a move on. Basically, let's get a move on because it's not been good enough overall. But we got to hurry up now. So let me know your thoughts on that one down in the comment section below. Moises Caicedo, Fabrizio's given us an update in relation to his status after he did sack his agent and his entire team. So he sacked his agent. I think it was Manuel, what's his name? Manuel Pereira or something like that. I don't know. I forgot the name. As well as Ali Barat, all gone. No representation, but here's the latest on his situation. Moises Caicedo is fully focused on Chelsea. I maintain what I said in the summer. Chelsea want to discuss a new contract with him. He's already on a big salary, but his face remains a crucial part of the project. This is just factual. We already know this. And there's no chance Chelsea sell Moises Caicedo. Absolutely not in a million years. Not in a million years. You can forget it, right? But the whole contract situation did get people talking of, oh, what's happening? He sacked his agent. Is he looking for a way out? No. Firstly, no one's going to pay the money required for Caicedo because his value's gone up. We bought him for 115. You think he's still that? No. If anyone wants to even think of buying him now, it's 150 to even open the flipping inbox. That's it, inbox. That doesn't mean accept. Mate, open the inbox. Let's take a look at what they're saying. Means you need 150 million minimum. 180 million? Let's respond. Let's respond to the email. Yeah? We can organize a meeting to maybe discuss. Yeah? 200? Okay. 200, we actually jump on a call with them. Yeah? 250? Okay, 250. Look, I will schedule the flipping interview. Yeah? I will schedule the call. 300? 300. Listen, Moises, we're very sorry. But we've got to let you go, my friend. You know what I mean? That's the sort of hierarchy right now that exists with a player like Moises Caicedo. It's going to cost 300 million to buy him. Yeah? Simple as that. Because let's be honest, that's a value you just can't say no to. We can, if we wanted to, replace Caicedo. It will be flipping difficult. But you don't say no to 300 million, do you? Let's be real. But anyway, I don't want to entertain that at all. I don't want to put that in universe. Forget it. Listen, he's unsellable. We're not selling him. Get lost. Yeah? Caicedo is here and he's not going anywhere. So, let me know your thoughts on that. But there is another midfielder that a certain team are interested in. And this is hilarious. I find it hilarious because it's almost like this team think they've actually got a chance. What are you doing, lads? What are you doing? Here it is. Chelsea's Andrey Santos is an ambitious target for Manchester United. The Brazilian was discussed initially during the early stage talks for Alejandro Garnacho. Chelsea's position is clear. Santos is simply not for sale. Sorry, United. You're going to have to go and pay 100 million for Beleba. Yeah? I said this. I said this in the summer. You are not getting any midfielder from us. You might get someone that was at us now, and I'll get to that in a sec, but it's not going to be from us right now. And if you are going to go for a midfielder, then, like I've said before, if you really want Beleba, you're going to have to play poker with Brighton, and even if you choose to play poker with Brighton and Tony Bloom, guess what? He is going to get his money. You are going to pay 100 million, whether you like it or not. It's as simple as that. Take it from those that have been there and done it multiple times. Yeah? We are Brighton's number one customer. We go there to shop all the time. People like to go and shop LV. People like to go and shop Gucci. People like to go and shop, you want to go bring the budget a little down, they'll go to H&M. Yeah? You want to bring the budget a little further down, people go to Primark. We go to Brighton. That's what we do. When we shop, we got one place and one place only. Brighton's the place. We are such a good customer of Brighton that when we get there, they close the shop. No one else is allowed in. We get exclusive access to the store. And we just get taken around. We get some fantastic customer service. They give us drinks. They give us some food, some little snacks. They allow us to use, any dressing room we want, any fitting room. They allow us to have all the time that we want with the shop closed because they know that we're going to leave with something. So they know they're going to do business. So they might as well shut the shop and just make us very happy. So that's what we do. And then we reward them very, very, very handsomely for it. Now, if you want that same access, United, you're going to have to cough up 100 million. If not, they're not going to close the shop for you, my friend. So go and get Beleba and don't think I'm getting him on a discount because it's not happening. You're going to pay 100. So go and just pay the 100, right? Now, if you want another midfielder, there is someone else who used to play for us that you can go and get. Have a look. Former Chelsea midfielder Conor Gallagher could possibly be on the move in January. Manchester United made a summer loan approach for the midfielder. Gallagher is open to a return to England. Atletico Madrid want a fee in excess of £35 million. Now, I've got news on Atletico Madrid, which I'm going to come to shortly. So hold that thought. And I think this is maybe also why we're starting to hear these sort of ramblings. But who would have thought that we would enter a time when we would possibly have Mason Mount and Conor Gallagher both playing for Manchester United? What kind of weird alternate universe is this? What the flipping hell has happened? The two workhorses in Chelsea Blue, Man United? I mean, no one would have seen that coming. No one. But Conor Gallagher, I can understand why this move would happen. And I think it would be, funnily enough, weirdly enough, it would actually be a beneficial move for him. Just because he gets back into the Premier League. That's basically it. I'm not saying Manchester United is a fantastic move for him, but Atletico hasn't gone as well as he would have liked. And not necessarily just down to him. I think everyone at Atletico right now is struggling. And Atletico, like I've said, there's things happening there now. So there's a lot of uncertainty at that club. And with Simeone on 30 million a year, he's going to be very expensive to sack. I'm just saying that now. But Man United, they apparently wanted him on a loan. That got turned down. Well, now they could go in and buy Conor Gallagher in United. Do you think that could happen? Let me know down below. I think this could happen. I think it could. And you know what? Conor Gallagher, weirdly enough, suits Amrim. Amrim, and Amrim at United is a different story. But if you take Amrim, for example, with Sporting, and we know the way his teams play, Gallagher can thrive in that system that Amrim likes to play. All the dirty work in the middle, that's Conor Gallagher. Now, I don't know if Amrim is getting a little bit ahead of himself, or he thinks maybe he's got a vision. Let's play Mason Mount and Gallagher, and then I don't need to worry about ever losing the ball ever again because these guys will just run for days. But that's, yes, it can help, but technically you are putting yourself at a bit of a disadvantage. And technically there's going to be some weaknesses. So let's see how it goes. But let me know your thoughts down below. Now, yesterday, I'm going to show you this. There is no clip because it looks like it's been taken down. But Panicelli, who plays for Strasbourg, scored one hell of a goal yesterday for Strasbourg, right? Bicycle kick, overhead kick, beautiful finish. Very Giroud-esque, I would say, right? But he scored this top tier goal, right? And all of a sudden, the Chelsea online space just exploded. The whole Chelsea online space. I was going through it, and I'm seeing everyone going, oh my God, but we got to sign him. Cancel Omega, we're not bringing him in. We got to go and get Panicelli. He's the one, forget Omega. Guys, what the flipping hell's going on, guys? Okay, man scores one overhead kick, all of a sudden, end the flipping deal for the other player. Guys, that is not how you analyze football. Can we what are you doing? Guys, relax. See, this is a reactionary moment that I don't think anyone can accept. Don't get me wrong. Panicelli looks good. Yeah, he looks good. And I put a tweet out as sarcastically, when he scored that, just welcome to Chelsea, mate. Because at this rate, it's probably going to happen. But what I will say is if he keeps impressing and if he does put in blinders like that and he keeps showing consistency at Strasbourg, mate, Chelsea are right there. If we really want to go and get him, he's right there. We don't need to worry. So guys, chill. Omega, though, is someone that we have seen over a long period of time that the club seem pretty confident about. And to be honest, up until now, I can see why he can come in as a third striker and as a good option and as someone that can really test it. Now we got Mark Gu doing things. We've got to give that a bit of time as well. But for Panicelli, guys, chill. Why I'm mentioning this is relax. He scored, but Peter Crouch scored a flipping overhead kick, right? Does that mean at that time we should have gone in for Peter Crouch? No. Don't get me wrong. Peter Crouch actually surpassed his expectations. But you get the gist, yeah? Anyone can score a flipping blinder on any given day. Relax. But he does look good. Keep an eye on him is what I would say. My message here for Panicelli is everyone just keep an eye on him. Let's see how he does. Keep an eye. And don't worry. Don't get too excited. Because if we really just want to go and get him, we can literally knock on Strasbourg's door and go, listen, lads. Yeah. We are the same. Just hand the player over. How much to make sure the books make sense for both of us? Yeah? And then done. It's done. Don't need to worry. So it's fine. Chill. Everyone relax. Now, I have to show you this because, you know, we always say the game's gone. Game's finished. Game's done. The game's dead. Nah, it isn't. Game's not gone. Porto were unbeaten all season, conceding just 2 goals in 11 games before, last night. Full time, Forest 2, Porto 0. Sean Dyche, mate. Game's not gone. The game's not gone. Yeah, this is not utter woke nonsense. This is pure fantastic sense. Yeah, fantastic sense of things. The world is normal again. Sean Dyche beats Porto. The game's back, ladies and gentlemen. The game is back. Yeah, big up to Sean Dyche. Big up to Sean. I gotta love it. You absolutely gotta love it. I mean, Forest looked solid, but I'm not surprised. Overall, I'm actually not shocked. And why? Because they were familiar with a certain way of playing under Nuno that worked. And now they get to at least go back to somewhat something familiar with a twist. And it's worked. What a surprise. I'm not shocked. But it's a fantastic result because even then, what Nottingham Forest have had to go through, you wouldn't have expected them to get a result against Porto. They beat them 2-0. And pretty well at that. So well done. Well done, Nottingham Forest. I'm actually really happy for them. And can Sean Dyche show consistency, though? This is the thing. Sean Dyche normally has very good starts. There's always a manager bounce. And it seems like teams actually love to play for him. But a little bit down the line, things start to get a little flat, should we say. And then pretty plain. And this is why Forest will stay. They won't get relegated. Sean Dyche will keep them up. But they've had a taste of what the top European spots feels like. And I don't think Sean Dyche will get them back there. But I think he's going to bring some stability. So congrats to Forest. And let's see what they do now for the remainder of the season under Sean Dyche. But I actually like seeing Sean Dyche do something like this because it reminds us that the game is not gone and the game is fully awake. Up the Dyche. Up the Brexit football. Up the target man. Up the lump it forward. Up the route one. Up the long throws. Up the Rory Delap. Now, Atletico. Back to that. Before we end, we've got 2 more things. Here's second to last. Atletico. Major breaking news. So, Gil Marin has agreed to sell Atletico Madrid to Apollo for over 2 billion euros. The investment will be made via a capital increase, which will dilute Gil Marin's stake, though he and club president Enrique Cerezo will remain involved in management. The goal is for Apollo to gain majority control by early 2026. This Atletico fans I've already read are not happy. And I can see why, right? Because Apollo are a full-on, and again, it's a US corporate investment fund, if I'm not mistaken, but it's a corporate firm, right? Coming in and basically taking the football club, and I can understand why the purists are not going to be very excited at this. And I think even with Apollo and who owns Apollo, there's a lot of people that don't like the people that actually run Apollo. So I'm not surprised that there is change at Atletico, though, because it seems like Atletico's fallen a bit flat. So I'm not entirely surprised. And the upward potential of what a club like Atletico can hit with a stadium that they've got financially is huge, don't get me wrong. Although La Liga as a whole, I've already said, is struggling, and hence you can see why they've only been sold for 2 billion euros. That's not a lot for a club like Atletico. Premier League clubs, though, not a chance. You know, like even a mid-table Premier League club gets sold for less than 2 billion. No chance. Top-end Premier League clubs don't even think about anything under 4. Because there's money in the Premier League. So Atletico, as it stands right now, looks like they're being sold off to a corporation. And Atletico fans not very happy. What would this mean for Atletico in the long run? Let's wait and see. And is it going to mean that they're going to have a little bit more resource? Or they're going to be able to push on and do bigger things? Only time will tell. Let me know your thoughts down below. Much appreciated. Now, on the opposite end of the spectrum, for a club in the Championship, it's not looking good, bruv. Sheffield Wednesday are set to be placed into administration. The club owes HMRC £1 million in unpaid taxes and will be hit with an automatic 12-point penalty. So right now, as it stands, their points have gone straight down to -4. Which means that they are well on course for relegation unless they all of a sudden start playing well, which is probably unlikely, which means they will probably get relegated and they will head down. So Sheffield Wednesday, man, they used to be a big, well, okay, big is probably taking it too far, but they used to be a well-established Premier League club. Sheffield Wednesday. It's weird seeing them in this situation. Wednesday used to be massive, I would say. Not too massive, but massive enough. And now we're talking about they can't afford to pay £1 million taxes. I mean, flipping hell. No wonder the taxman is on their flipping case. HMRC all over them. Not Her Majesty. I'm used to Her Majesty. His Majesty's Revenue and Customs have been knocking the door saying, where's our money, lads? And they just can't pay. So let's see what happens to Wednesday. This is probably going to mean relegation for them. I don't expect them to stay up. So let's see. Let me know your thoughts on that one. Sad to see. It is what it is, though. Let me know your thoughts. Now, subscribe, notification bell on. Thank you all so much. Later on, preview for Chelsea versus Sunderland. Make sure you head over to Shootout for the Premier League predictions uploaded today, as well as make sure you're there tomorrow for the Chelsea Sunderland watch-along, as well as any additional watch-alongs that we do after that, because there's a big day of football tomorrow. So make sure you guys are there. Much appreciated. Subscribe, notification bell on, and I'll see all of you on the next one. Have a good one, people. Look after yourself. See you later. Take care, and peace.